Hey guys, what's up? It's Ryan here. Today this video is just responding to some of the comments on my day in the life of a sous chef in Vancouver video. I made this video about a month ago. I didn't realize how much it was gonna pop off. It's by far my #1 video. It has around 400,000 views right now, which is mind-boggling. We're just gonna go through the comment section, answer anything if like people might be like a bit confused on some spots, pick out some of my favorite questions and comments. Let's get into it. First person says, if it wasn't for the long hours and incredibly bad pay, I'd love to do this. And honestly, like, it's kind of true. The hours are super long, generally like you 8 to 10 to 12 hour days. But then the pay in addition to that, it's like, at times you feel like you're not compensated for the amount of work and energy that you put into your job. There's little things that go into your job outside of work as well. And you can spend a lot of other time at home, like sharpening your knives or reading cookbooks or doing your own personal research that can like feel like work time, but you're not getting paid for. It can be very enjoyable in the learning stages, but then once you're in the performance, it's like a bit daunting with how much energy and work you have to put through. So somebody said, I love how your kitchen is so quiet and so mellow, in most cases. So every kitchen has good days for like being slow and quiet and relaxed. And sometimes it's just the exact opposite. It's just pure chaos. And like, I've definitely had some really stressful days at that job where we just absolutely shit the bed. We've also had very great days like the one I filmed where it's just smooth, chill service throughout the entire day. So this guy says, the algorithm gave me your video when I saw you pull a fish out the freezer, and you're not ashamed of it. The horror. They go on a spiel about how freezing fish is bad and they don't eat frozen fish for something like 30 years. I would fire you in a minute. All raw fish in Canada has to be legally frozen for 7 days at -18 degrees Celsius. Like, I'm not making this shit up. The reason Canadians freeze fish is it actually kills the parasites inside the fish. This is not something that I choose. This is the law. Yeah, fresh fish tastes better. Of course it does. I'm not gonna deny that. In Canada, for sushi restaurants, for anything that serves raw fish, it needs to be frozen. So freezing fish is actually a very, very common practice in Canada and in the United States. And if you're afraid of eating frozen fish, don't eat fish in Canada and the United States that's raw. Somebody said, please tell me there will be more vlogs like this. I hope so. I'm gonna continue working in different kitchens throughout my life, and I'm just gonna keep on trying to learn as much as I can. And yeah, I'll try and take a camera through it one day, maybe. We'll see when that is. But stick around and I'm sure I'll have more at some point. So another person says, what happens if someone doesn't portion the steak to 10 ounce or whatever you go over? When I cut the 10 ounce piece, I'm always trying to hit 10 ounce or more. If I'm at a 9.9, I'm gonna say that's close enough. A 9.5, I'm like, it's tight, you know? Anything lower than that is like negative. That's food loss. Like, I don't wanna be under 9.5. So I generally do like a round of like trying to hit 10.1, and in a lot of kitchens they're like, okay, you want to hit 9.5 to 10 or 9.5 to 10.2. so it's really a lot of practice with being able to like cut precisely, imagining like, oh, this thickness will give me this weight. And if you make a mistake and you cut like a 9.1 or something like that, you can generally just find a use for it in staff meal, but that's really not ideal. So trying to avoid that is like top priority. How long have I been cooking? Well, I've actually been cooking since I was 20. I just turned 24 this year, so about 4 years. Somebody said they can't stop looking at the roach in the video. And it's funny because actually, as I was filming, I was using my camera like this. I was using my phone. And then a fruit fly comes right here and it looks like there's a roach swimming in the water. But it's a teeny tiny little fly, just like right there. So yeah, there's no roaches in that kitchen. I've never seen a roach in a kitchen. I've always worked in very clean places. Another person says, what does putting paper towel on top of the fish do to help with storage? So I was marinating this fish. So I had portioned out pieces of fish at 5.5 ounces, and I was putting it into a liquid of soy, sake, mirin, brown sugar, water, a bunch of other things. So it's basically just gonna make the fish salty and, you know, delicious. And when I put the paper towel on top, you can also do saran wrap, but generally you want to make a layer of liquid so the top layer of the fish doesn't dry out and it just keeps everything submerged. The reason I like to use paper towel is it actually absorbs the liquid. So instead of like having little air bubbles in your saran wrap and trying to like deal with that, I can just use something that like will hold on to the liquid and just keep it moist, which I think is a little bit better than saran wrap. And also I don't really like using saran wrap. It's plastic and it's very annoying to use, and like you rip it and then it rips weird and then you have to like fix it. And another person says, imagine living in Canada. I feel bad for him. Canada is a beautiful country, free healthcare, good education, decent food. I've got the mountains, I've got the beach, I've got the ocean. Pretty great place. Another person asks, what types of foods do you serve? So at this kitchen, it's actually Japanese Peruvian inspired, so which is a cuisine called Nikkei. It's pretty loosely based. There's a sushi bar, but it's generally just like an overarching seafood restaurant with a Peruvian and Japanese flair. Somebody asks, a sous chef doesn't deal with ordering, scheduling, invoices, menus for functions, and tasting menus? So in a lot of places, yes, I did deal with ordering. At this time, we weren't doing any functions or tasting menus. As far as scheduling, the chef did that. So it really depends on which place you're working at. Like sometimes, yes, somebody will do the scheduling. Sometimes, yes, somebody will do like different ordering. When I was there, I was ordering seafoods. I was ordering from Cisco and other things like that. Another person says, beer out of a quart container is something that can't be replicated at home. Has to be at work, especially when everything is like finished up. A difficult feeling to describe, but so very familiar. And honestly, it's true. It's when you're finished your job and you like have a cup of beer and something that's like definitely not designed for beer, you're like, you can finally breathe. And this is like spread across like the entire restaurant industry. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. But if there's anything I missed, comment down below and I will try to respond to them. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.